Hello everyone, this is PamelaTopjian, and today we're going to talk about people pleasing. This is something that a friend of mine and I were talking about just recently, and I felt the need to get a video out to talk about it, just to discuss people pleasing and any information that I can give you that may help, or if you're not sure if this is something that you are going through or that you do, then this video will help you to understand it a little better and to decide if this is something that you do and then why you do it and some ways to start to heal that. So if you've ever said yes when you knew deep down that you really needed to say no, or if you've ever felt exhausted from always being accommodating to others while your own mental or even physical health suffered, or if you've realized that you're deeply attuned to other people's needs but disconnected from your own, then you're in the right place. So I want to, first of all, excuse myself for my voice. I've been a little under the weather. I will try to edit out any sniffles or coughs. So as I said, today we're talking about people pleasing, what it really is, where it comes from, and more importantly, how to begin to heal without losing your compassion or becoming hardened. Because people pleasing isn't just about being too nice. It's a learned survival strategy. There's any number of potential family dynamics where the child learns to keep the peace, or if they take care of all the needs of the parent or the family, maybe the parent won't get mad, or in some extreme cases, maybe they won't be abused, or maybe their siblings won't be abused if they take care of everything. As adults, especially, we might see that there's someone who is very generous. Oh, you're so thoughtful, always thinking of others. At its core, people pleasing is prioritizing safety, approval, or harmony over your own truth. It can sound like, I don't want to upset anyone, or it's easier if I just go along with it, or I'll deal with it on my own. They need me. I don't want to be difficult. I don't want to disrupt the family. Or if others are happy, then I'll be safe. But underneath those thoughts usually is a deeper belief that love needs to be earned. So people pleasers didn't just wake up and just decide to ignore themselves. They weren't just being too nice, as I already mentioned. They learned very often, very early on, that being agreeable, being helpful, being quiet, or emotionally attuned to others kept them safe. Being hyper aware of the mood of the parent or the caregiver gave them some sense of control over an often unpredictable life. So some of the common roots include growing up with emotionally unpredictable caregivers, being praised for being easy or mature, or you're always the little helper, learning that expressing needs caused conflict or guilt or abandonment even, feeling responsible for your own neglect. If love felt conditional, your nervous system learned that compliance equals safety, which wasn't a weakness in you, but an adaptation. It's something you've adapted to. So how people pleasing affects your whole life? Over time, you might notice chronic exhaustion or resentment or bitterness, difficulty identifying your own needs or desires, anxiety around saying no, over explaining or justifying your boundaries, feeling invisible or unappreciated, attracting one-sided or emotionally draining relationships, a deep sense of guilt when you choose yourself. So it's important to understand that people-pleasing is often a fawn response, one of the nervous system's trauma responses alongside of the fight, flight, or freeze. When the nervous system perceives a threat, it may choose appeasement as the safest option. So when you notice that your chest is tightening at the thought of disappointing someone, or when your body reacts before your mind, that's a conditioned nervous system. And with a lot of hard work, it can be retrained. Understanding the root cause of why you people please is the first step. So what is the difference between just someone being kind and someone having these people pleasing traits? This is where your healing begins, to understand that kindness comes from choice. People pleasing comes from fear. And it really takes a lot of hard looking at yourself to really understand, is this what I'm doing? Is this coming from a choice that I made? Or is this coming from a fear of being rejected, a fear of being dismissed, a fear of not being loved? You have to have that awareness within yourself. Kindness feels more like opening your heart. People-pleasing is more constrictive. Kindness doesn't cost you your integrity or your authenticity, and people-pleasing almost always does. A powerful question to ask yourself is, am I doing this because I genuinely want to, or because I'm afraid of the outcome if I don't? As I've mentioned, healing starts with awareness. And that goes with any type of healing for anything. You first have to become aware that there is an issue before you can begin to heal. So notice where you say yes too quickly. Notice where and when your body tightens. Notice when guilt shows up. Notice when you're trying to manage somebody else's life. Awareness can be a boundary. Pause before responding. You don't owe anyone an immediate answer. There's a lot of power in that pause. Try saying things like, let me just think that over a little bit. Or I'll get back to you in just a little bit. Or I need to check in with myself first before I reply or before I give you an answer. As I said, that pause is really powerful. Practice tolerating discomfort. People-pleasing is all about avoiding discomfort, but growth requires learning to sit within it. It's okay to disappoint someone. Someone might not like your boundary, and you'll live through that. Discomfort does not equal danger. That's huge. Discomfort does not equal danger. You may also need to reconnect with your body. Your body often shows you clues before you even connect the dots in your mind. So that mind-body connection is really strong. So again, notice that tightness. Notice the fatigue or overwhelm, especially when dealing with whoever you're dealing with, when you become overwhelmed, or that feeling of being off. Like if something doesn't feel right, it probably isn't. You don't have to name it or know what it is, but just allow yourself to trust that gut instinct. That doesn't quite feel right to me. I'm going to step back. I'm going to take a pause. Just noticing that is so important. Redefining your self-worth. You are not valuable because of what you give. You are not valuable because of how you can fix or manage another's life or a situation. You are valuable because you exist. You are here on this earth for a reason, and it's not to manage other people's lives, and it's not to be agreeable or to be the generous one. You don't need to earn your rest. You don't need to earn boundaries. You don't need to earn love. Now sit with that for a minute. I'm going to say it again because it's so important. And you might even want to write these down, put them on some sticky notes, or just write them down, meditate, pray, journal on them. But you don't need to earn your rest. And you don't need to earn your boundaries. And you don't need to earn love. So important. You are a being here on earth because of love. Regardless of the situation with your parents, that has nothing to do with it. I'm talking about universal love and your existence. And you don't need to earn love. You are love. You are here and you are loved. So healing people pleasing doesn't mean becoming cold-hearted, mean, or selfish. And it's so hard to differentiate those two when you're first learning to heal. But it really means becoming honest with yourself and your own feelings. And sometimes it takes a long time for people to learn to recognize their own feelings and learn how to respond to their own body cues and clues. It means allowing relationships to be based on truth rather than performance. And yes, some dynamics may shift. Some relationships may change or disappear altogether. But those that remain will be more real, more mutual, equal, and more nourishing. If you are unlearning people pleasing, be gentle with yourself. Give yourself some grace. You have had to learn it to survive, and you are releasing it to live. You are not here to be everything to everyone. That's another one you want to sit with. You are not here to be everything to everyone. You are here to be you. Ask yourself, where in my life am I ready to choose myself a little more? So I hope that this has been helpful. I hope that you got some value from this. And if you know somebody that this sounds like, maybe you want to share this video with them to help them to become more aware. It's all about learning and growing and evolving together and healing together. Because you cannot begin to heal within yourself without also healing others around you. Because we are all connected. So when you begin to heal, you're also a healer. So please remember that. And if you've liked this and you've watched to the end, please subscribe if you're not subscribed. And I want to thank you so much for being here.